what we should do. And during last autumn, I said, what do we do about
Hi, Caitlin.
Christian wasn't there that Sunday, so we couldn't discuss it.
I would guess probably.
Hi, all right. So the meeting has started. So everybody, welcome to our second call of 6 Weeks to Success. We're going to get started right away. If you're in a noisy location, please make sure to mute yourself. Otherwise, stay live so we can chit-chat as we're going on. So without any further ado, welcome Caitlin. Who else is on here? Anybody? As I get I can see the top of Caitlin's head.
Hey.
There you are.
I couldn't figure out how to turn it on.
Okay, well now you got it. All right, so let's get started. I hope other people will join on.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started here. All right, so welcome to class 2 to 6 Weeks to Success. So well done, you did it. Yay, you made it to week 2. So wasn't that call on the products absolutely amazing? Both Joe and Christina shared so many great tips and selling ideas. So let's take a moment to share a few of them that you really like. So who will share real quick? So Caitlin, that must be you. So share real quick something that you learned from Joe and Christina.
The more information about the rock crock. I did enjoy that since that was my newest product that I've purchased or received. So I did enjoy that part of it. I think we'd already talked about like the benefits and features. I enjoyed that part.
Yes.
I think getting more used to like meeting new clients and things. That was good, and more show ideas.
Good. Good. Okay.
Being able to talk better at your shows, I guess.
Right. So there's so many good tips on that call. And I know I shared with you that I have listened to it probably 6 or 7 times. So don't feel afraid to listen to it again if you need to hear it. I love listening to it and re-listening to it anytime I'm in the car, driving for a really long distance, or if I'm running, or something that I'm going to be doing for a while. I always am listening to some sort of call, especially on the way to my shows. If I have a long distance and I'm not going to be on the phone, then I love to listen to training calls on there too. I call that working while you work. So it just makes it for a good time. All right. So, well, now that you know that you have some amazing selling skills under your belt, you'll be able to start sharing these great tips and ideas when you're at your shows and while you're out and about. So it's natural for us to start talking about bookings and prospecting next. Mm-hmm. So it's super easy to share what you're so excited about once you're educated on it. So you have the products that will change people's lives. Did you know that families who eat dinner together have children who do better on their SATs? They have better interviewing skills. They're less promiscuous. They're less apt to do drugs, smoke, or drink, all because they ate dinner together. And I can tell you from personal experience, this is true. When you know information like that, it's hard not to share what you know. How does that make you feel knowing that you're having an impact on future generations just by going to work?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, very good idea. Good point.
Doesn't it kind of give you goosebumps? So, I mean, that's proven statistics. That's not Pampered Chef statistics. That is statistics from, I don't even know where it came from, but now that I say that, I'm acting like it's fact. But that has been reported to us. I've read it in the newspaper too. So don't be scared, be prepared. It's easy to share when you're out and about. So wear your PC logo, carry a PC bag, carry a PC tote, wear your name badge. If you're bold, wear your apron to the grocery store. Carry a paper.
I love that idea.
Do what?
I think I heard you say that on another video maybe, or that you wore your name tag upside down.
Yeah,
just so people would tell you about it.
Right?
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yep. And so carry a Pampered Chef cookbook, define ingredients for a recipe. Whenever you're in the brownie aisle, carry the Naughty Brownie recipe cards with you and give them away. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? You want me to talk to people while we're at the store or while I'm out and about? Are you crazy? Well, I'm not crazy. But anywhere there are people, there are people who eat, right? So How many of you struggled with dinner before Pampered Chef? How many have struggled with tools to use to make your dinner? How many of you have stared at your cabinet or fridge hoping that something would jump out at you for dinner? So did all these people that you're surrounded by. So I think of it as being selfish if I don't share. So what do I say? So you could say, hi, is this a good brownie mix brand? You know, I'm making this recipe tonight to try out, and then kind of show them the Naughty Brownie recipe card. Do you think this is a good brand? You know, and then they look at it or whatever, and you're like, have you heard of the Pampered Chef? And their response is going to be, I love the Pampered Chef. And then I always say, I know, right? When's the last time you've been to a party? Would you like to see a new product flyer? And of course, they're going to say yes. And then I just say, you know, I'd love to follow up with you to see what you think about the new products. Can I get your information? And then we just either use the little Post-it stickers that I've shared before, or you can also use your drawing slip, and you just grab their information and you say, great, you know, I'll call you tomorrow. So I will tell you that you really must call within 24 to 48 hours, or just go ahead and throw away the lead, because they lose 10% interest every day, and it's even higher when they've only just met you instead of at a party. So when you're in the checkout line, you might say, you know, I can't wait to try these brownies out at home. Don't they look amazing? And she, you know, asks about them. You say, you know, have you heard of the Pampered Chef? She's going to say, I love the Pampered Chef. I know, right? When's the last time you've seen a catalog? Does this sound familiar? Isn't this what I just said? Here's a copy of our latest spring products. Check out this veggie spiralizer. You know, it's taken the noodle world by storm. I'd love to follow up with you and see what you're thinking about, you know, about the new products. And then you hand them the Post-it note or the drawing slip. Can I get your information so I can follow back up with you? Great. Thanks so much. So now if they get really excited about the products, then ask them if they'd like to have a show and get those products all for free instead. It is truly just that easy. Sharing is just about caring about the people around you and having a conversation. So when you start seeing it as a service instead of a chore, it will become much more fun and easy for you to do. So prospecting when you're out and about is nothing more than a friendly conversation. You also want to be prepared when someone asks you, what do you do? So you're not fumbling around trying to come up with the words that describe you. So we say always be prepared with your 20-second commercial. Have you heard of the 20-second commercial before?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So, so one of them you might say is, you know, I help create mealtime memories with quality tools and tasty recipes. Or you can say, I show busy families how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. Or you can say, I help people realize that cooking can be fun when you have the right tools. Or you can say, I help people discover their inner Rachel Ray. I almost can't say that. So all of these were designed for people to then ask you, oh, what do you do? And then you say, oh, I'm with the Pampered Chef. Have you heard of the Pampered Chef? And I promise you their response 99% of the time will be, I love the Pampered Chef. I always say I'm so glad I'm not a lawyer, because everyone says, oh, I love lawyers. You know? So now that we've looked at prospecting and we've prospected all over, let's talk about bookings at your shows. So bookings are really the heart of your business. And the magic number is 2. You never want to close a party without 2 bookings. 2 cooking and 1 catalog would be even better. You just, if you have to have 1 show to replace the one that you just did, and you have to have 1 show to grow your business. If you add a catalog or a virtual party, that's just for gravy on your paycheck. How do you like gravy?
Love it.
I do too. I love gravy. So in order to get the 2 bookings, you have to ensure you do a few things. Are you ready for this list?
Yes.
Here's your big list. All right. So number 1, you have to host coach effectively. Now, we're going to be covering host coaching next week, but that's a very critical thing to you getting bookings. Number 2, you have to show up on time. You need to be prepared for whenever the show starts and have your, your table completely set up, your catalog's already out, your ink pens already out, so that you can welcome guests as they come into the room and be prepared to start on time. Especially if you're doing an on-time drawing, because we don't want to have people on time and us not be ready for them. Number 3, you want to make sure all your dishes are clean, especially if you have fur babies. You don't want to be taking out your products in front of people and having dog hair or cat hair or something like that on them. Make sure they're scrubbed all nice and tidy and look appropriate. If something gets dingy and worn out, then replace it with your PC dollars or get it with your discount. Number 4, you want to make sure that you're appropriately dressed. I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but I have found that I've had to say that a couple of times. Number 5, you need to smell good. If you smoke, or if you are around a lot of animals, you need to make sure that your clothes smell fresh and clean. You want to be somebody that someone would want to invite into their home. Number 6, you want to talk about high-priced products to create desire beyond budget. Okay, so we just really want to focus on rock crock, deep covered baker, 7-inch Santoku knife, cookware, the double burner griddle, double burner grill pan, things like that are just beyond budget, so that you'll either have a high sales party or you'll get lots of bookings. Number 7, you want to make your host feel special and appreciated. So from the moment you walk in to the moment you walk out, this party was dependent upon her. So you just want to make her feel special and loved. Give her presents, thank her in front of everybody, clap for her, show her what she's getting, show her exactly where she is before you're leaving, get her a couple of bookings so she feels even better. Number 8, go over your bookings in your intro, in your demonstration several times, and in your closing. And if you're using my scripts, I have booking lines built in. Number 9, you want to use the door price slip. And you can't just hand them out. You have to walk them through the boxes and tell them to check yes. You can't just hand them out. Definitely don't hand them out in the very beginning. And then whenever you do hand them out at the very end, you're going to walk them through. Okay, first it's going to tell you to put down your name and address and information. Next thing it's going to ask you is, are you interested in the business opportunity? I would say, if you're even remotely interested, check yes. We'll have a 15-minute phone call. The next box is about booking a show. You make sure that you get, tons of free and half price and discount. Your host is going to get an extra 50% off booking at your party, and I get a, night out, or, and I get to work. It's a win-win-win situation. And you're just going to walk them through all the boxes. The next box is going to say, would you like to have a virtual party? Are you interested in fundraising? Are you interested in bridal showers? And you're just going to talk about each one. And you're going to stand there and talk about it as they're signing it up or checking the boxes. And then you're going to go around and pick them up. I'll even sometimes say, if I draw your name and you've checked yes, then you're going to get double prizes, just to entice them to check yes even more. Number 10, you have to do the 3-pile checkout at every single party and ask every single guest, and be prepared to handle objections. There is a class on handling objections that tells you, exactly what to say, just to see if that's truly an objection, or if they're just giving you something to keep from saying yes. And then you, even after that, need to ask them, is that no, not now, or no, not never? And you just want to grab yourself in those little baby card catalog expandable files, and then I just have them by month. And so then I'll take and put their drawing slip in whatever month they've asked me to call them. So I'll just say, would you like me to give you a call in September when we come out with a new fall catalog? Or does summer sound better to you? Can I give you a call then? And whatever day or whatever month they say, I show them, okay, I'm just going to slide your drawing slip right down into, September, and I'll give you a call then. And they say, okay, whatever. So that way you can follow up whenever they tell you to. If they say no to a cooking, ask them if they'll do a virtual party. I think I have 6 virtual parties going on this month from people who said no to cooking shows, but yes to virtual parties. So I just post every day in the virtual parties 2 or 3 times from all the posts that I have listed in the files under virtual party on our quick links. And every day I just post 2 or 3 times, and I just zip right down on my phone, copy post, copy post, copy post, copy post, right? So 6 of them going right now. So if each of them reaches 200, that's an extra $1,200 in sales this month. Number 12, ask for referrals of someone who would do a party if they want one. Sometimes it's not who you know, but it's who they know. Number 13, turn your host into a booking agent for you. She gives 50% off items at every single party. So this is a great thing for her to try and help find bookings. Number 14, you're going to offer an incentive to the guest or the host, such as when the host gets 3 bookings, she gets a prize in the bag. Or when you book your show, I'll bring ingredients for a molten lava cake. So you can always dangle a carrot. You don't have to do this forever, just until you get the amount of bookings on your calendar that you want. Number 15, you got to know about your products. So thankfully y'all have listened to the class already, but whenever you know about your products when you're doing the demo, you can create interest in purchasing or booking for those ticket items. Number 16, smile a lot. I always think of Dolly Parton. She says, smile, it increases your face value. So smile a lot. Have fun with your people. No one wants to book a show with an Eeyore, but everyone will book with a Tigger. All right. Number 17, have your calendar ready and clear to book dates right then and there. So get them on your calendar if all possible right then. And if not, then write down the dates you do have available for them the month that they're wanting. Tell them to contact you as soon as they pick their date. If they don't contact you within 2 days, then be sneaky and group text the potential and the current host at the same time. So yes, that is a little sneaky, but then your current host will see that you're trying to follow up with her potential friend. And so sometimes she talks her into going ahead and picking the date, which is, again, sneaky. But, you got to do what you got to do. So, all right, any questions on that big, long list of 17 things to make sure you do to get bookings? Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you have any?
Okay, sorry.
Did you have any questions on that big long list?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'll put it in print for you if you want to see it too, so that way you can go back and look at it again.
Okay.
So my goals, all right, I always say it's not impossible, it is possible. We'll cross out the I am, stop saying I wish and start saying I will. So at every party, start saying on the way to every party, I will get to cooking in one catalog booking show or booking today. I am a booking magnet. Everybody wants to book a show with me. We call that positive self-talk. So last week we discussed our belief system, and we had the belief 4 pillars of success. So it had belief, passion, skill, and will. So last week I challenged you to strengthen your system, your belief system, so much that you believe in our 3 categories. It has to just exude from you. So the opportunity to purchase, the opportunity to book a show, and the opportunity to join one of the fastest growing teams in the Midwest. So when you wake up each day, the first thing you should think about is, whose life am I going to change today? So this week, I want you to look at the pillar of passion and look at your passion behind this company's booking opportunity. So you've got to believe that we just have the best thing ever and be so completely passionate about it that you can't help but book a ton of parties. So I want you to think about it. Are you passionate about your parties? Are you passionate about your products? Can people tell that you're in love with your products? Can they tell when you're talking about bookings how much fun it's going to be and how crazy they'd be not to have a party? Can you paint a picture so clear that they simply have to join your team? So here we go again. Answer yes or no honestly. So I always say, I love Paper Chef. So think about it. Number 1, are you passionate about your products? So you can answer that yourself. Are you so passionate? Do you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 that you are just like, oh my gosh, you absolutely have to have these? I know I always say at every party, my absolute favorite is my Santoku knife, followed very closely by my rock crock. Those 2 items help me get dinner on the table. I'm super passionate about my double burner griddle because I make a lot of pancakes, and I love it that I don't have to use a drop of oil on my pancakes, on my pan. They just flip right out, I'm super passionate about my cutting boards because without my cutting boards, I couldn't keep my knife super sharp, They're just, right? So, there has to be a passion about those products that just make you go, oh my gosh, you so gotta have this. And they can tell when you're faking, you know what I mean? So I love it whenever they see me just light up when I start talking about certain items. Right now I'm super passionate about my veggie spiralizer because I've been eating lots of vegetable spiralized noodles. Yay! All right, so number 2, are you passionate about booking shows? Do they understand that they're going to be crazy if they don't book a show with you? That they're going to get so much stuff, they're going to have a kitchen extension when you get done with them. You know, that at the water cooler the next day, everybody's going to be talking about their Pampered Chef party. They're going to be like the queen of the week. Everyone's just going to be going, oh my gosh, I had so much fun at your party. You know, do they understand that they can get that super expensive cookware, you know, half price, or that they can get that rock crock, you know, for free with my average party? You know, these are things they have to understand and be, you know, see how passionate you are about booking the shows. So you can answer yes or no. Are you passionate about booking shows? All right, so number 3, are you passionate about our business opportunity? Are you sharing with them? I mean, you know, I always share that one of the girls on the team, she went through a nasty divorce and she would have lost her home had she not been selling Pampered Chef. She just needed, you know, a few extra $100 a month. And the statistics say that if people just had $400 extra a month, they wouldn't have to file bankruptcy. That's working one night a week. Not even anymore. Our show average now is $599. So for easy math, you know, that's a $600 party. That's, you know, $120. So they don't even have to do 4 shows anymore to have that $400. Well, close to it, you know. So, I mean, this is something that people can do in spare time, and, you know, not whenever the side job says you have to show up on these 3 days, you know, or what else, or you have to work weekends, or you have to work this day, or you have to work that day. We get to pick when we want to work, you know. So our job fits into any budget, and any you know, well, budget time, any family life. So this is for, you know, young, old, rich, poor, black, white, purple, plaid. You know, it works for everybody. So are you passionate about sharing it? So whether you are passionate or whether you are not passionate, it shows on your face. So I always say you might as well go ahead and get passionate about it and let everybody be drawn to you. So answer those questions in your head. Are you passionate about your products or on paper? Are you passionate about booking shows? Are you passionate about sharing our business opportunity? You know, if you're finding that you don't feel passionate, how can you find your passion? Number 1, attend national conference. We have so much fun at national conference. We learn a ton. We hear from the CEO. We learn from, or hear from Doris. We hear from top people in the company. You see the big picture. It's just crazy awesome. Number 2, go through your PCU training again. There's so many great training videos in there, and wordage. I think that's words and verbiage put together, wordage. All right, so, but you get good verbiage from it. All right. Number 3, watch YouTube videos. You can just Google Pampered Chef and you can be inundated with YouTube videos on Pampered Chef stuff. Number 4, play with your tools at home. That will get you passionate about your stuff, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, I could do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then that comes out at your shows. Number 5, attend team meetings if at all possible. Team meetings, we network, we, you know, share together, we, you know, explore ideas together. We, you know, really, you know, help one another, cheer one another on, pat another on the back. Number 6, listen to training calls. There's so many training calls, and I have a whole sheet of training calls on every possible topic that you'd like. I think I have it posted in our file, but if not, I can repost it. It's just got any possible thing you could want to know about. Just little phone calls on it. Number 7, find what we call a batter bowl buddy, you know, to keep you accountable. Buddy up with someone on the team. Call them once a week and, you know, hey, what are you working on? What are you working on? Hey, are you getting bookings? I'm getting bookings. You know, what are you saying? What are you doing? You know, find somebody that keeps you accountable. Number 8, you can find a fair or a booth to work so you can hear how much everyone loves Pampered Chef. Because I promise you, if you have a booth, people are going to come and go, oh my gosh, I have that and I love it. Oh my gosh, I have this and I love it. And you'll be amazed. You'll get leads, you'll get bookings, you'll have sales, and you'll hear how much everyone loves Pampered Chef. Number 9, you can come to recipe night. Recipe night, we have so much fun together. We're working up a recipe, having fun, you know, eating it, and then just chit-chatting and catching up on one another's life and mentoring again and carrying one another on. And number 10, find a PC mentor. You know, if it's me, that's great. If it's not, we have lots of people on sideline, upline, you know, crossline. Judy Siegel is your executive director, and she would be more than happy to mentor you as well. And she has, I want to say, 22 years in the business. All right. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions. Do you have any questions about prospecting while you're out and about? Or anything on bookings or anything on your feeling passionate about things? Do you have any questions at all?
I don't know how in the world I only got 7 out of your 10 you just did.
Well, I'll post it so you guys can see it. I'll post those too, because I had 2 different lists that had tons of stuff on it. Welcome to the meeting, Heather.
Howdy.
All right, Caitlin, did you have any questions?
I think what we talked about the other day about carrying the calendar with me is going to be a much better idea, because I had a lot of leads, but still no permanent or, in stone.
Yeah. Yeah, they really need to see your calendar right then and there. And so whenever they come up and they've said yes, or even maybe, I just say, hey, I see you're wanting to have a Pampered Chef party. Let's get you on my calendar, and then I just open up to my very next open date. My first open date is May 15th. Does that work for you? And then be prepared for, like I said, objections. On the Pampered Chef website, if you go up to the search box and type in handling objections, then there's a document that comes up that talks you how to go through the objections with the CARE program. So it's really great to help you with, I don't know enough people, my house is too small, blah, blah, blah. It gives you exactly what to say back to them. So calendar parties, super important. I love it.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. So your homework this week, this is one of my favorite classes. It's to listen to Abundant Bookings with Susan Warshay and Missy.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, so you'll just go to PCU, go down to the tab at the bottom, Bookings, go to Peer Sharing on the top right, and you have 2 options to listen to, but Susan Warshay and Missy Eilts is the one that I'd like you to listen to. And then I'd like you to share back with me 5 takeaways, at least. You'll have more than 5. It's such a good call. Susan is one of my best friends. And Missy and I go back, I think, 15 years. So she's a doll, and they've got so many great ideas for you for bookings. All right? And then I'd like you to share with me how many shows will you commit to booking this week? How many out and abouts will you commit to making this week?
Is that just like I did today? Logo wear and hand out minis?
Okay. Handing out. Yep.
Okay.
Getting the information back. And then make sure you set a follow-up call with your recruiter to discuss how things are going. And we're going to discuss how many leads did you get this week? How many bookings did you get? What were the sales? What did you have trouble with? And what's one brag you have? So every week I'm going to ask you those same questions. How many leads did you get towards the business? How many bookings did you get? What were your sales this week? What did you have trouble with? And what's one brag that you have?
Okay.
All right. So a big thank you. Thank you for attending tonight. I'm trying to keep these calls at 30 minutes tops, and it's 9:28. So yay! So you guys have plenty of time to get in bed for work tomorrow. And then just please listen to the call, and then try to talk to me if at all possible sometime before Friday. So anytime before Friday would be great. Okie dokie, girls.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Oh my gosh. Did I never share my screen? You guys never saw my screen, did you?
Like the tips and stuff? No.
Yeah. I had the whole thing. Here. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So it's a Jennifer thing to do. Now I can't get back to the video. Where did you guys go? Hold on.
I'm right here.
There you are. Okay, 1 second. All right, ready? Oh my gosh. All right. Can you see my screen? Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm just going to do a quickie. So there was You Made It. Well done. Week 2. Selling skills. Yay, share. Don't be scared. Oh my gosh. I'm not crazy. Get out and talk to people. What do I say? Here's what you say. Oh man. Here's more things what you say. 20-second commercial. I love Pampered Chef. Talk about bookings. They're the heart of your business. Get 2 bookings. Always get 2 bookings. In order to get the 2 bookings, you have to do a few things. Here's that list of 17 things I read off. Oh my Lord. Here's what you're going to say to yourself on the way. Oh, look, there's the pillar of success. That was about passion. I love Pampered Chef. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is so crazy. All right, if you don't feel passionate, here's how you become passionate. Great, any questions? Here's your homework.
Oopsie.
Thank you. All right, so I'll just post the whole thing, and then you guys, at least the ideas, so you guys can come back and see that. And it is going to be recorded, so you can hear me say it again too.
And it's only 9:31.
Dang it. I know better than to do that. I've done this a million times. Oh my God. All right. Well, there you go. So you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you ladies later, and can't wait to hear back from both of you. Make sure to make a phone call with me, and we'll talk then. All right?
All right.
Good night. Bye, guys.